In this video, we're going to go over the second target area in your 15-minute tune-up PDF, which is your inner thigh, also known as your adductors. What you first want to do is choose the right tool for the job, whether that be your foam roller, your peanut, or your sphere, or lacrosse ball. For this one, we like using the broad surface of the foam roller, but we also like using the surface of our new Mobilitas sphere as well. For this video's purposes, we're going to use the foam roller first, and then we'll demonstrate with the sphere after that. As with all the areas, you first want to get into position. And for this one, again, as with the IT band, this may not be comfortable for a lot of people to get into. In future videos, we'll go over how to roll out your inner thigh in other ways. But for this one, an easy way to get into it, you lay face down. You're going to take your foam roller and you're going to angle it just slightly away from you, 45 degrees, and then you're going to bring the leg up and position the foam roller just north of the knee. Now on this one, what you want to do is you want to roll on the inner thigh, which is right through here, attaching at the base of the knee all the way up into the groin, also known as your gracilis. Now this one, once you start rotating over, it's easy to start rolling onto the quad muscle here, which is not a bad thing, but a lot of times in sports athletes or desk jockeys, this inner thigh will get really tight and doesn't get a lot of mobilization. So when you're rolling, keep in mind, as you roll, not to rotate up onto the quad. I don't know if you can see that there, but right now I'm on the quad muscle. I'm gonna rotate that foot back down so I can keep that pressure right on that inner thigh. Now as we roll, we keep the three things in mind: your slow pressure roll, your rotations, and your pin and stretch. So as I'm adding downward pressure here, what I'm going to do is add a slow pressure roll, which is again 1 inch for every 2 seconds, and I'm going to gently roll up and down the length of that inner thigh. Now a quick tip here is you want to crab walk your body over. If you see what I'm doing here, I'm moving my whole body with me. What we see a lot, and it's common, is when people roll their inner thigh, they start rolling like this, where my hip comes off the ground. This takes all of the pressure off of the roller. It's better to kind of just walk everything over and keep that continued pressure going. And what we want to do is we want to roll that all the way up into the groin itself. We can even adjust that, getting up higher as well. And what you can do is once you get into all that connective tissue of the hips themselves, where the inner thigh comes into, you can sink on there as well and get all of that matted down tissue nice and open. Again, so as we're doing our slow pressure roll here, we can also, if we find a spot, we can hang out there, we can rotate that leg just a tiny bit, trying to loosen up that trigger point, and then we can also pin and stretch. We can pin that muscle down and stretch out that muscle. That'll get a little bit deeper into the deeper layers of the muscles and the soft tissues in there as well. So that is our foam roller mobility sphere. What that will do for you as well, since it has that circular surface, you can get just a tiny bit deeper and you can get some great mobilization with that as well. Again, I'm crab walking my body over. I'm going to find a spot like I have right on there, and then I can pin and stretch as I do that as well. So as with every target area, spend at least 1 minute on each. Comment, leave any messages below, contact us directly, and we'll see you in the next video for Target 3.